It's an unassuming building in downtown Sacramento. But for many men, the Salvation Army's Adult Rehabilitation Center holds the hope of turning lives around.
I spent 9 years in prison for drugs.
David's life was a downward spiral before he came to the center.
I was going back to prison about every 3 years. My family didn't want nothing to do with me. I couldn't see my kids because, you know, I was a wreck. You know what I'm saying? I was always doing drugs.
I was broken and I was broke. I had nowhere to go. My life had become completely a disaster due to alcohol and drugs.
Ken led a middle-class life with a family and a job. Hospitalized for drug and alcohol abuse, he emerged from a coma to find his son and a friend next to his bed.
And I remember my friend saying to my son, Kyle, I want you to get as close to your father's face as you can. Because if your father passes away, I want your face to be the last one that he sees.
I was an addict and I was an alcoholic.
Tensei's life brought him from Ethiopia to an adoptive home in America. Things went wrong.
I got into drinking and using drug, and I started hanging out with a crowd that much with the same personalities as I have, and I became homeless.
Today, all three men have new lives and new jobs thanks to the Salvation Army's Adult Rehabilitation Center. All three went through the Army's 6-month recovery program, a program that addresses the severe problems of addiction.
Addiction recovery, typically 5–6%, get through a program is considered successful. For us, it's more like 1 out of 3, sometimes higher.
Today, David is clean and has a job helping to feed the hungry at the Salvation Army's homeless shelter.
I really didn't know what to expect when I first got here, and came to be that they didn't look at me in any different way that I just came out of prison. They looked at me as a normal human being.
For Ken and Tensei, their recovery transitioned to jobs at the Salvation Army's donation and warehouse facilities.
I came into the program and I could barely hold a cup of water. I could barely eat on my own. I could barely function as a human being. And when I got here, I was frightened, and I was greeted with love and respect.
It's because it was a work program today. I'm a productive member of society. I can work, I can get up in the morning, and I'm responsible.
It takes an army to make a difference.
The Adult Rehabilitation Center is only one aspect of the Salvation Army's work.
Salvation Army reaches out in the community in a myriad of ways to try and lift up our struggling neighbors.
Family services, transitional housing, daycare, community center programs, education, and children's programs touch thousands of lives.
Hand up, not just a hand out, so that people can become productive citizens and give back in their own lives.
All of these work together. The Salvation Army works all of these programs together so that in the end we meet the total need of the human being.
Today I have my family back due to Salvation Army. I have a job, I go to work, I have a dog, a cat, and a roof over my head, and all my bills are paid. That's a big difference, a big difference.
And I absolutely don't know how horrific life could have been if I hadn't have found the Salvation Army, or if I hadn't been pointed in the direction of the Salvation Army. It absolutely makes my heart feel good.
I really see myself living real life without any alcohol and drug, and I really see myself helping others. I have hope today. I'm hopeful.